Welcome to Art Talk Tuesday. We are on piece number 4 of our 15-piece series entitled the Asana Series, which is all about yoga. These are all watercolor images created on a wood panel, watercolor on wood panel, and they're approximately 16. This piece is 20 inches wide by 16 inches tall, but all of them are in that format. The model for this next series of 3, because I told you previously I'm doing them in series of 3, so each model has 3 images that are linked, or 3 poses, asanas that are linked to that particular model. So now we moved on to Kirsten. Kirsten is the model who was I worked with for this series of images, and this actually is what I would consider the middle image out of the series of 3, because the other 2 images are more vertical. Excuse me, whereas this image is horizontal, as you can see. So 16 by 20, this is the color palette. So you will see that in every image, these colors are included in some format or some way in different degrees in the image. So the price for these pieces, as every piece in this series, is $1,000. They are available in print starting at around 36 bucks and going up from there. So this piece is called splits. As you can see, she's doing the splits. In Sanskrit, that is pronounced Hanumanasana, and that is the splits. Kirsten is tall for a woman. She's tall, very leggy, long legs. So I wanted to emphasize the legs, the length of the legs here in this pose, particularly here, this front leg as it juts not only forward, but out at an angle. So we're getting a 3/4 degree angle of the figure here. We can see 3/4 degrees, and we've got the leg coming out. I want to emphasize the length of her legs, very long, strong legs. So I wanted to emphasize that, and you'll see that in the other 2 pieces that she chose as well. They kind of emphasize her legs. That's one of her strong points. Obviously, she's very flexible. I can't get into the splits. My hips are pretty tight, and I keep working on them. But splits are not on the menu anytime soon. Emphasize that long leg. So I want to extend that leg out and give that sense of that leg pushing forward. And the thrust also works with the horizontal format of the board. So you got this horizontal, strong horizontal movement here down at the bottom with this. Also, you see I kind of lifting the foot out a little bit. It's not abnormally long, but it's a little bit long, just exaggerated a little bit. As it comes out here, you get that length to see the leg. Also put some darker tones in, even though the purple was there. I used the purple kind of rich, but I also threw some blacks and some blues, a little grays in there to kind of give some modeling on the leg, to give it a sense of roundness so it doesn't look flat. You can see that long shadows here, just long, as we see those legs, long legs. Then they're coming out here, the foot kind of popping out there. It's kind of at an angle, so you don't quite see the ankle as you would in some of the other poses. And then since we've got this horizontal movement here, even going out the back, we're emphasizing this horizontal movement, and I've got the horizontal line here. We're really getting a feel for this pushing out, going wide, even with this symbol up here at the top, this pushing out, going wide. So this symbol at the top, so that I just kind of made up. It's not anything in particular. I forget, it stands for something, but I forget. And wanted to emphasize that as it pokes around the head here. So we've got this centering down the composition with the vertical relationship of the body and the arms. And you see the arms look long as well. She's got longer limbs, especially the legs, but definitely longer limbs, slightly shorter torso. And so I want to emphasize that about her body type. So we got the horizontal thing pushing out here, horizontal here, horizontal pushing here, and then we've got this center line was slightly off center, because the center would really be right through here, but slightly off center as I put her in the her vertical portion in the composition, and emphasizing the length of the arms. So you see the arms are straight, shoulders are down, they're not up. Arms are straight, hands and palms down on the floor, and to really drive this figure down into the ground and really give it a sense of solidity. You can feel the form in her form, and you can feel the weight leaning towards the bottom to ground it, but also put this shadow here. This is more like the shadow you would see if someone was floating down a river or something in the water, but I wanted to emphasize that long kind of flowing shadow, and to give some kind of some kind of vertical direction here, pulling some of the energy down as we've got this coming in here, and then this thrusting up and out with these lines here. So I wanted to kind of bring something to ground it down in the ground. That's what that shadow does. This shadow really is large shadow, as you can see. And so we've got a couple of different light sources here in this large shadow, just bringing it down, grounding the figure down into the weight of the surface. And that's what you want to get here. That's what I wanted you to get a feeling for. Then I used the red, which made it a little difficult because this red, actually, you know, red is a color that actually expands when you look at it. So got this red, and I just kind of muted it back with some gray, purple tones here, and then a little bit lighter background here, so you get that sense of it really just flowing in, okay? And then kind of just a basic background here. The blue I kind of messed around with, kind of bluish, purplish, black, gray kind of thing here. You can see some highlights of purple in the background with the blue. Similar color here, but not as dark. And then just to kind of give this figure a nice outline, keeping it very basic. I didn't want a lot of modeling on the face here. I'm really trying to emphasize my focal point is actually the pose. So then we see we've got a lot of more varied tones in the figure here, not so much in the face. I kind of muted that back, kind of kept it in shadow, and then let you see more variation in the tones here in the figure. So that it gives you the focal point that draws your eye here. All this coming in, coming up, coming out. So that's what we've got with this particular pose. Kirsten is a very good model, very good yogini. Glad to be working with her. Please look out for the rest of these in this series. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email, DM me. Don't forget to like, share these videos with friends and family. If you got folks that are into yoga, please send the video to them. Let me know what they're thinking about these. Love to get your feedback. All right, take care. Peace.